Hey y'all, what's up? It's Meg and welcome back. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing another fragrance review, of course. And for this one, it's going to be a part of my Black Owned series, and I will be reviewing the popular Brown Girl Jane Casablanca. Not sure if you guys could see that, but that's the packaging. Get a little sneak peek. But yeah, if you're interested in what I think and if I think this is a thumbs up or thumbs down, then of course definitely keep on watching. Alrighty, so let's get started. So Brown Girl Jane is new to Sephora. I want to say they've been in Sephora stores less than a year, maybe almost even less than 6 months. Don't quote me on that. But I'm almost pretty positive it's been less than a year, because I usually like to scope out what fragrance brands Sephora will bring to stores. This is pretty new, and as I mentioned in the intro, Brown Girl Jane is Black owned by three wonderful ladies. And I obviously think that is amazing that three women came together and created this amazing brand. I'm so happy I was able to support. And the first fragrance I'm going to be trying out is Casablanca. When looking at Sephora on the website, I think this one is the one that I gravitated the most, just looking at the notes. Let's go ahead and just get into the packaging. It's just this really clean, aesthetic, kind of nudish, kind of pink packaging. It's very, minimalistic. So if you don't like packaging that does too much, I think you'd really like this. And this is the box that it comes in, kind of staying true to their pink and kind of neutralish theme. And yes, very sturdy box. I like it. I think it's really nice. I love their bigger bottles as well. I think they're super cute, and I'm not gonna lie, the packaging is kind of what made me buy. I mean, while we're here, let me go ahead and pull up the price. I want to say it's at the typical $33, as the travel sizes tend to be. It's actually just $30. So not bad at all. I got this during the Sephora fragrance event where you got like triple your points or quadruple. I'm not 100% sure how many points it multiplied with a fragrance purchase. I'll never be doing that again. I will just wait to get it for a sale, but nonetheless, it's here. I'm glad I got it, because yeah, is it just me, or is the whole point system at these places just a scam? Because think about it, on Sephora, you have to pay 500 points just to get $10 off of an order, where you had to spend $500 to get those 500 points. Nah, I'm not doing that anymore. So we'll go ahead and give this one a spray so we can get a true sense of it. Give you guys a little spritz too. Hopefully you enjoyed that little whiff. Wish you guys had smell-o-vision. Oh, it smells so good. But I'm not gonna lie, another part of the packaging, now this is where it's gonna kind of be like it's not good. But I looked through the reviews, and it seems like I may be the only one. I may have just gotten like a faulty bottle, or maybe I sprayed my first few sprays wrong, but the cap does leak a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys could see that. I literally just did this. I'm not pressing on the nozzle at all, or the atomizer. And yeah, there's fragrance all over my hands. If I turn it upside down, I'm not sure if you guys could see that, but there is fragrance coming out of it. So I do have to be careful with this and keep it upright, or I'm scared that it will leak, and I definitely don't want that. It smells really good, so I don't want it to leak. So if you buy it, just be careful of that. Now, I mean, usually the reviews will go in, so I haven't ran across any reviews. Whenever I pick this up, I always tend to go check and see if anybody else has had this issue. So it may be just an isolated issue with just me. But it is unfortunate, because I am kind of nervous to I mean, this is just a travel. I see just me doing that, it kind of flings it. You guys probably can't see that, but yeah, I mean, like, it will pour out. I know I'm just making it worse by doing it, but just want to show you guys it comes out. On the first spray, it smells wonderful. Like, I love the way that this smells. Now, when I first sprayed this, I was like, oh, I was so taken aback at how unique this smells. But I'm not going to lie, just to get to it now since I brought it up. To me, if you own Commodities Milk Expressive, to me, this smells similar to it because they both have the marshmallow note in it. And speaking of notes, we'll get to it. They actually put the notes right on the side of the box, which is amazing. So in Casablanca, we have marshmallow, cardamom, incense, saffron, soft suede, vanilla orchid, glowing amber, soft musks, and sandalwood. So you have an array of different notes there. I feel like I smell a little bit of that marshmallow. I do smell a little bit of saffron, the suede, and I do feel like I get a little bit of incense as well. So it's really a lot that comes through right at the top. Now, I do see on the reviews that a lot of people, since they see marshmallow as one of the notes, they're expecting something of a gourmand or something really sweet. And some of the reviews I do agree with. This is not a gourmand fragrance in my opinion. I feel like the suede eventually takes over that marshmallowy type note and becomes something more of like a musky, woodsy type fragrance. And the wood notes, just from my previous sprayings of this fragrance, if you will, I do get more of the woodsy elements coming through on the dry down. So that marshmallow does kind of subside a little bit. So if you are interested in that marshmallow note, smell it first before blind buying, because you may not end up liking what you get in result. Because a lot of the girls in the reviews on Sephora do not like the fact that they do not get any marshmallow. So I'm just saying. But I do kind of feel like the saffron kind of blends well with that marshmallow note. It blends beautifully at the top. And now that it's kind of drying down, as I mentioned, those woody notes are starting to become more prominent. You still get a little bit of sweetness, but that suede is also coming into the mix a lot more too. So I would say if you like woodsy fragrances, musky, I think that this is the fragrance to go with. If you like gourmand, I still get a gourmandy type of a feel, but it's not like straight on marshmallow, if that makes sense. There's a very faint amount of oil, probably could barely see that. Nothing to go crazy at all. Now, I have worn this to work, and I do have another con to this fragrance, unfortunately for me, is that it does not have a good amount of lasting power. Now, this isn't a super expensive fragrance, so I don't feel like it's a huge deal. I will probably try to, next time when I wear it, overspray it a little bit, because I think I only sprayed it on my clothes, and I kind of feel like if it disappeared on my clothes, it's kind of might not fare well on my skin. But it has so much sillage and projection when you first spray it. Like, that's why I'm so surprised that it just does not really have a lot of lasting power. So I will give that a try, because of course I test all my fragrances out at work. My poor co-workers who probably have to subject themselves to my everyday different fragrances, but they'll be alright. I think it smells really, really heavenly. It's sophisticated and elegant, and it's perfect for every day. I feel that you could wear this at any point of the day, but I do feel that this is probably meant to be more of a nighttime fragrance. I get a nighttime-ish vibe out of it, but if you're not new here, y'all know what I'm about to say. I wear my fragrances no matter what time of the day if I feel like just kind of spritzing it on. A lot of that sweetness has subsided now too. I still get a slight bit of that hint of marshmallow, but I think I'm getting a little bit more saffron now, and I think it could also be that vanilla on the dry down as well coming through. And I do feel like I get still a hint of that spicy element from the cardamom. Not spicy as in hot spicy, but cardamom is a spice, you know what I mean? So y'all get it. But and that sandalwood is starting to creep in a little bit on the dry down for me as well. And of course, time for my disclaimer. So of course, in reviewing fragrances, almost every video, I do always want to preface, well, I guess not preface because I already kind of went through it already, but y'all get what I mean. I always like to say is that what I think of a fragrance is my opinion alone. I can only tell you guys what I think and what I pick up from it. I will always tell you guys to try out a sample of it or try to find a way to sample it out and spray it for yourself before you blind buy. To me, I feel like $33 isn't a crazy amount of money on a travel size fragrance, and at Sephora you can always return it, so the risk isn't really that high. But of course, there are some people that do not live close to a Sephora or may not have the means to always just go into a store. So I always say it's just do your research and try to see what fragrances you already have and see what notes are common amongst them. And that's how you could start to kind of get to know what you like out of fragrances. And then once you start to see what each fragrance has in regards to the notes, you can kind of start to learn how to determine if a fragrance is for you or not. Sometimes it'll surprise you, girl, depending on how they blend it, girl, because I've been surprised. Like there's Twisted Lily. You could go to scent decant websites. I don't know if they'll do designer fragrances. I don't really think Brown Girl Jane would be considered a designer. I think it would more be a niche. But anyway, always try to find a way to sample it out for yourself, because you are the only person that could determine what obviously you like. I could have a completely different opinion on a fragrance than you would have. That's my little spiel on my blind buys and my opinions and stuff. It's best to, of course, form your own opinion and not rely too much on what some random girl thinks. And yeah, always just like to put that out there in all of my review videos. The dry down, I just kind of feel like it's so subtle and so smooth, but at the same time, it still has a decent amount of projection from the skin. I just wish that it translated more throughout the day and actually lasts on the skin. It's just a bummer about the bottle leaking. I do have to keep the cap off low-key so that it could dry, but just for the sake of me finishing the video, I will keep the cap on just in case. Girl, we ain't wasting no more. I wasted enough. I think that this would be a really good one to add to your collection. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think and it's not to be taking a negative and leaving it out, but since I seem to be the only one with the bottle leaking issue, I'm gonna keep that out of the rating. I would give Brown Girl Jane Casablanca, I think I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I feel that the notes in here are pretty, unique. I don't see some of these notes in here every day. I don't see marshmallow, cardamom, incense. I don't see a whole lot of suede fragrances a lot. I'm sure there are, but the fragrances I come across, I don't typically see a whole lot of suede. So I give it an 8. It could have gotten more if it had more lasting power, of course. I think it's super unique. If I wouldn't have smelled the commodity milk expressive before, I would say this is something I've never smelled before. It's just so smooth, and I just feel like it's so sultry and it's warm. It's one of those fragrances I feel like if it could hug you, like it would just give you the biggest hug. I know that's weird, but that's just what I feel from it, you guys. And of course, you'd be supporting a Black-owned brand, so that's the #1 thing that I love about it as well. If you're interested, check out Brown Girl Jane's Casablanca. I think it's worth checking out to support this new and hot brand. Okay, you guys, so that's pretty much it for my review on Brown Girl Jane's Casablanca. Of course, I always encourage you to check out other black-owned brands. I'm going to start featuring more on the channel because I really feel like it's important to highlight our black people out there trying to make it in the fragrance world because it's very competitive. But I hope that this review helped you guys out today. If you were interested in buying, of course, do your due diligence and research. But thank you so much for watching. You could be anywhere on YouTube, or you could have been on any other Fragrance Girls channel. But you're on this Fragrance Girls channel for the time being, and I'm so happy for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that really lets me know that you're enjoying my content and would like to see more from me. Of course, I definitely always appreciate those subscribes if you decide to give me one today, but I also would appreciate likes, thumbs ups and stuff, and comments because they're free 99, number one, but it would also help me get pushed out to people that may not know that I exist, because some people don't realize that the engagement is really the most important thing. I could have 10,000 subscribers right now, but if only 10 people like my video, I'm pretty much going to be getting ignored because YouTube thinks of that as me being like my content's not good, or it's trash, or I'm not providing valuable information to you guys. So the more thumbs up I can get, that's the more people I can get pushed out to, and people can be more aware of my reviews and my dupe comparisons, because I feel that they're helpful. You know, I'm never claimed to be a fragrance, you know, expert or anything. I'm just a girl that loves them, and yeah, any engagement that I get from you guys, I appreciate it. Even if you made it to the end of this video, believe it or not, that even helps me a lot. Before I go on too long, just thank you once again. And until then, peace out. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Bye.
And I know